Khalid Muhammad.
Oh, say, can you see white folks oppressing me as they spew for their lives and plan my people's demise, whose broad stripes and bright stars represent all the scars inflicted upon our race, a great people displaced. Now the time has come for the revolution as we march through the night and take all of their lives. Starving land and red and black and green, African flag wave. When we win the victory, forever
Talk to him, Dr. Clark.
He called for the unity and the redemption of the African world.
Salute them honorable Marcus
We were
Garvey.
not ready to listen then.
They might not have been ready then.
There's wonder whether we are ready
Ain't no doubt about it.
to listen
We ready, baby.
now.
Let's go. Yeah.
flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
Black fists in the sky with the side to side.
If the flag fly high,
Come on.
flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
RPGs on the rise, all eyes will recognize.
Flag fly high,
Hold it high, let it fly. Rep those colors forever, Garvey will never die. On my 90, the throne ready, let's take a ride. Cats won't fix, men don't, choose a side. This is the path for the warriors. Seldom travel yet and still vainglorious. Black power represents us. You either rolling with Africa or against us. Ha!
flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
Black fists in the sky with the side to side.
If the flag fly high,
Come on.
flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
RPGs on the rise, all eyes will recognize.
Flag fly high,
The red is for the blood. I got the best stock, the rest got sludge. The black is for the gods, melanated and elevated, holding the main charge. The green is for the cradle, Africa everything first, the earth's navel. His Excellency put it together as a symbol of liberation. That's how we get the letters RBG.
flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
Black fists in the sky with the side to side.
If the flag fly high,
Come on.
flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
RPGs on the rise, all eyes will recognize.
Flag fly high,
Been flying mine since 99. People army them know the time. I'll drab on my design. We roll ready. Hard line. Ain't no games with that red flame. Triple stage of that black pain. Revolution in my veins. Till we free, I won't change. And you can count on that like an abacus. Celebrate the victories and the challenges. It's deeper than social media statuses. This lifestyle full of nation building practices. Yeah.
flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
Black fists in the sky with the side to side.
If the flag fly high,
Come on.
flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
RPGs on the rise, all eyes will recognize.
Flag fly high,
That red, black, green, all
My flag fly high, my flag fly high. RBG's on the rise, all eyes gonna recognize. My flag fly high. Black power, black power. Oh, it's so for real, y'all. It's so for real.
Wartime, wartime, wartime. Black power, black love, black unity, black family, black future. And death to all who stand in opposition of that future for our family. Brother Knowledge Born Alive here. It's Warrior Wednesday. It's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We on Do the Knowledge Radio, and it is the Black Survive or Die class. It has been that way for the last 6 years or more. So indiscriminate to time, circumstance, occupation, kidnap, sabotage, whatever the hell was going on, whatever type of stumbling block or roadblock or obstacle that was placed before us, we are still here. We are still here dealing with the psychological redevelopment, the psychological reestablishment of that spirit of insurrection and that spirit of global African supremacy, global African domination, and the retribution of our African warrior ancestors who took lives, gave their life, so that we might continue on that work. So we're here on July the 14th, Warrior Wednesday, and we begin with opening the class as we await our 5-star general of the Khalid Muhammad militia, my brother, warrior comrade, and leader, General King Samir Shabazz. So I'm going to open up with a reading from one of our sacred texts from our Jagna, Baba Dr. Nwali Kabo Mani Barudi. Yes, that's him. There was a very significant difference between retreat and defeat. There's a very significant difference between retreat and defeat. Let me read that one more time. There is a very significant difference between retreat and defeat. And this is from our eternal warrior ancestor, the Black Dragon himself, George Lester Jackson, speaking about the significant difference between retreat and defeat. Let's get into Bible's explanation. For revolutionary, without the option of defeat. So if you are a revolutionary, defeat is not an option. So that shit's not even on the table. For revolutionaries without the option of defeat, retreat is defined as, and as Baba gets into retreat, let's understand what he's speaking about. Retreat is defined as a collective effort to move back from the front lines to more secure spaces in order to regroup forces, dress wounds, check morale, reassess resources, and return to battle with more effective, victorious strategies. Let me stop right there. Retreat. Nowadays, when you hear retreat, you hear some kind of damn fanfare that's associated with retreat. Not this military, tactical, psychological, psycho-spiritual analysis, where further advance towards the enemy will cause us to be combat ineffective. We want to get together as if this is some kind of treat, some kind of treat that we're dealing with. So Baba looks at it from the tactical, militaristic perspective. Retreat is defined as collective effort to move back from the front line to more secure spaces, meaning that you're going to give up your tactical advance momentarily for a small period of time to secure spaces in order to regroup. If you have been in battle, you need a moment to regroup yourself. Otherwise, you go from the asset to the liability. And if you are in a leadership position and you're not able to regroup those that are around you, everybody just became a liability. And the next step after liability is to lie your ass dead somewhere. You become a casualty. Regroup forces. Get back your mind frame, your clarity. Dress wounds. The second space, the mental space is the first space. The second space is the physical space. If you were attempting to move wounded or not dress those wounds properly or address those wounds properly, you become combat ineffective. Check morale. Look at your troops in the eye and see who's still with it and not. So you know how to put together a tactical plan with less people. Because once someone is out, they have checked out on the battlefield. There is nothing you can do but give them time to check back in, if they can check back in. Reassess resources. You check and see what weapon systems, what capabilities you have, and how you're able to move. And when you make this tactical return to battle, beyond the extent of the front line, you come back with more effective, victorious strategies. Defeat as defined as defeat, and it's only an option for those truly vanquished, those who have given up on being victorious and are willing to pretend man and womanhood. So look at this extra step. We're talking about defeat now. As I stated at the beginning in Baba's explanation, for revolutionary, the option of defeat is not an option. So for the pretend man and the pretend woman that's amongst us, defeat is always the option. They are defeated mentally, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, and physically before anything even happens. Baba says we have never been defeated. You hear these defeatists running around here in uniform, saying that they are the vanguard, and these are the ones that are showing you signs of weakness, indiscipline, and defeat. This African warrior says, we have never been defeated. Then he goes on to say, we will never will be. We never will be. Where's that conversation? Where's that warrior affirmation? We have never been defeated. We never will be. No matter what the conditions or distance of the retreats, warriors with a victorious vision. Do you have a victorious vision? Can you see yourself vanquishing your fucking enemy in your vision? Or is your vision distorted by the lingering doubt in the capabilities of your people alone? You somewhere thinking you need some fucking allies from amongst your enemy to defeat your enemy, as if the enemy of your enemy is your friend. Your enemy is your enemy, and your enemy of your enemy is still your fucking enemy. You want to team up with somebody because you doubt the capabilities of the African man, woman, and child, despite all of the historical victories, to not rise out this condition and destroy every one of our fucking enemies. Return in force to the battlefield because there is no other reasonable option. If we recognize that Africans cannot be who we are, independent, powerful, ancestor-loving, self-respecting, self-determining people in Urugu's presence, then we, as conscious, rational beings, can but reach one logical conclusion. We cannot share the same space, time, and truth with our enemy. We cannot share the same space, time, and truth with our enemy. We cannot share the same space, time, and truth with our enemy. The affirmation states, I retreat only to prepare for victory. This place orients our mind and our psyche and our retributionary insurrection hearts weekly, every Warrior Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our 5-star general takes time away from preparing for victory to prepare us for victory, to prepare those who say that they are here for the retribution of our ancestors, those warriors who sought retribution for their ancestors, who has carved out time and space to prepare us for victory. Every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Rebel Village Survival. That's a commitment that he shares with us. That's a commitment that he shared with African people for over 30 years, close to 35 years now, in the hells and smells of North America, indiscriminate to our treason to us, to him. Yes, we committed treason to him and those like him among us who stood for us. Every single time he stood for us, we as a collective abandoned him. Now there are some amongst us who stood up to the task, but when the shit got really hot, there was only a few. Only a few. I see the support around these other bums and all these other niggas that you love and covet. These celebrities, these fucking faggots and coons and race traders and backstabbers, but when the warrior steps up, the one who is out for our enemy's head, as a collective, we commit treason on them every single time. And this is one example, indiscriminate to the treason that we show him as a collective. He continues to show us love and teach us the truth and orient our psyche and our spirit and our being for victory on the battlefield over our enemies. So, brothers and sisters, in the wartime greetings, we greet you in that space of wartime. It becomes my honor and privilege at this time to introduce some and present the others. Our warrior, Black Dragon himself, my general and your general, General King Samir Shabazz, Black Power, wartime.
Wartime, wartime, wartime. African salute to all the warriors. Welcome to the class session of political education and Black survival. Survival meaning psychological, mental, spiritual, and then we get to the physical. It's a lot going on in the world, and I'm dealing with a lot of things mentally right now. So I'm actually assessing and processing, trying to understand how to move in what's about to come down. As we always teach, you know, the shit is going to hit the fan. It's just a matter of what specific day. But if you Black, shit is hitting the fan for you every day. Shit is hitting the fan for us every single day. So what this class is for is to help you get through the shit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe just a couple extra days of your life. Maybe a couple extra weeks, a couple extra months, maybe even a couple extra years. And for those who have taken this class very serious for the last 6 years, I see what you've been doing, and you've been taking this class very fucking serious. So I salute you for that. And to those who have been playing,
my ribs,
playing warrior, you know, give thanks to you.
I couldn't have it on while I was talking.
Oh my God. Really?
Hey God, mute your phone.
Everybody gonna die of a fucking heat stroke. Did you look at yourself?
What?
Mute your phone, son. All right. So it's wartime. It's wartime. I want to give us a clear understanding, since we're talking about sovereignty. Sovereignty and remembrance. Survival. What is that? That is the that is the understanding and application of knowing what the hell we're doing and why we're doing it. Sovereignty, we're going to get into a very definitive definition again, as we have last week, because a lot of y'all got this shit misconstrued. You take sovereignty on face value. You take sovereignty on European standards. You follow these faggots like Taharka Bey, and you think that's sovereignty. You think that kind of talk is sovereign talk. You think to be a white Moor, you heard what I said, a white Moor in this day and time is going to get you out of this. You think you're not going to have to fight this white man because you wearing a goddamn fez on your head. You walking around Islaming everybody. That ain't sovereignty. You can run around here and follow these niggas like Polite and all these motherfuckers who've been robbing you and just faking it till they make it. That ain't sovereignty. You can follow these fake ass leaders out here who are gonna lead you right back to the pit of nothing. That's not sovereignty. Before we get into a nationalist view of sovereignty, let's go to our old day of our flag. Here's to the flag of mine, the red, black, and green. Hopes in the future bright Africa has seen. Here's to the red of it. Great nations shall know of it in times to come. Red blood shall flow of it. Historians shall write of it. Great flag of mine. Here's to the black of it. 800 million back of it, whose destiny depends on it, the red, black, and green of it. Oh, flag of mine. Here's to the green of it. Young men shall dream of it. Face, shot, and shell for it. Maidens shall sing of it. Waving so high, here's to the whole of it. Colors bright and pole of it. Pleased is my heart with it, regardless what is told of it. Thank God for giving it. Great flag of mine. Ashe. Salute. Now, let's go to the good book of tonight's class. We're going to be building from Sovereignty and Remembrance by Baba Baruch. And the points that I made last week, I hope you all remember those points. If not, you can go back to last week's class and deal with those points because they're very vital to nation building. Tonight, I want to go into a Pan-African nationalist view of what sovereignty really is. So Baba says, as Pan-African nationalists who are aware of this time factor and possess a well-founded, definite vision of sovereignty for our people, we have to focus on reparations and at a national, global level. Our thinking has to be more in line with that of Marcus Messiah Garvey's thinking, approached as a tool to assist in our movement towards sovereignty. Our thoughts on reparations have to be guided by our heartfelt identification with our ancestors' incomprehensible human pain. Meaning we got some stuff to talk about if we're going to talk about reparations. If we're going to talk about true nationalist sovereignty, we got some things we got to talk about that goes the fuck beyond money. Money is not even on the equation yet. We got a lot to talk about. When we talk about repair, repairing the damage from the clandestine assaults, repairing the damage from the clandestine psychological operations, repairing the damage that's a lot to talk about. You dig? So, hold on a second. All right. So, all right, there. This requires self-consciousness. Oh, Lord. Self-consciousness. A lot of y'all don't even want to face self, let alone be awakened by consciousness. You don't want to face the reality of self. You don't want to look at that ugly side of self. You don't want to deal with that ugly side of yourself. You don't want to deal with that integrationist side of yourself. You don't want to deal with that homo side of yourself. So we got to have some self-consciousness here. You don't want to deal with that pedophile side of yourself. We got to face some ugly truths within self. That's where it all starts. That's where repairing the damage starts. Self. Because if I can repair me, then I'm a better vessel to the movement. If I could help you to repair you, then you can become a better vessel to the movement. Because that's all we are, vessels. Some of y'all try to be the whole goddamn brain with no brain and wonder why you go nowhere. So, this requires self-consciousness. Only our historically aware minds are capable of recognizing the depth of this atrocity and the extent to which it calls for a justice that brings balance. That justice, according to the Khalid Muhammad militia, is called retribution. Say it with me. Retribution. Why y'all so scared of that word? Because that's the only motherfucking justice for white folks. Retribution. I know some of y'all so stuck on reparations, but goddamn it, somebody got to answer. Somebody has to answer for the damage. Somebody has to answer for the assault. Somebody has to answer for the daily psyops. On not just me, not just you, but our entire people on a daily basis. Somebody got to fucking answer for it. So on this day, we charge you, white race, with the atrocities. Oh, there's a long list. Mr. White Man, there's a long list. Becky, bitch, there's a long list of things we got to talk about. That really, I'm not with too much talking because I'm a retributionary. And for a retributionary, ain't too much need to be said. Our minds are already made up. Justice. And the only justice for African people is true bloody retribution. Ain't no debate about it. The elders have spoken. The ancestors have spoken. It's a done deal. Now, it requires righteously enraged minds, which are able to get past the politics of Urugu's self-serving individualism. Let's stop right there. It requires righteously raged minds. See, that's a different type of rage. When you're dealing with the unrighteous type of rage, you're dealing with a dangerous, very dangerous person. He or she cannot be trusted. Most times they're pessimistic as hell. They make weak ass excuses. They never on time for anything. They're not dependable. Huh? Go back to the class 17 ways to destroy an organization. Part. But that righteous rage. We have a clear-cut, definitive knowledge and understanding on what and who we are dealing with. We have a definitive understanding on why we're here. We have a definitive understanding on where we're going. See, that righteous rage is intelligent, discipline, has the mindset of a warrior and a soldier when necessary. Because sometimes we got to learn to take orders from others who are in charge. That's called discipline. Because you a general don't mean you can't take no orders, fool. See, we got to understand righteousness first. Again, going back to the self-consciousness. When you acknowledge self, you understand self-righteousness. When you know God and know the devil, you understand that righteous rage. It can now be turned on and turned off at the blink of an eye. That scares the hell out of white folks. Scares the hell out of them. See, they think when they come amongst me, I'm just rah, rah, rah. Oh, no. Y'all see my interviews when I do with media, how I whoop their ass so smoothly. I don't even have to bring the dragon out. I don't even have to let him out. Because I understand now I got to deal with my enemy a little different. Then I don't just want to shut him down completely after the first round. I want to play a little bit. I want to see where his little grafted brain is at. And I want to pick it apart. Wear his ass out with supreme wisdom. Just like my leader. Just like all of my leaders. Wore this white man out with supreme intelligence. Supreme warrior scholarly intelligence. There's a difference. So we're able to get past the bullshit. We're able to see through and walk that path and continue to just place landmines all throughout our path. Landmines of complete and total destruction. So when our enemy follows, we blow up the goddamn. We're not going back that way anyway. See? So when you're moving forward, your past becomes very useful because it helps you to understand where you are going and where you must go. It's 2021. If you don't know by now where your black ass need to be in this movement, you still playing. Still playing. So we have to understand that the act which brought us to this centuries-old decisive point in our story, the Ma'afa, the Great Destruction, is an act of one nation of people. However, we want to define people. The European nation against another nation of people, the African nation. Anything less minimizes the significance of what and continues to be done to all Africans without correction or compensation. Anything less leads us down the aimless, self-defeating path over ever divisive and minimizing discussions, debates, and agendas about who may owe us and what they may owe. Now, the chief talked about defeatists in his bill earlier, did he not? Self-defeatists. See, we just want to sit in somebody's circle and just debate, bean pie science up what the fuck was done to us, what needs to be paid to us, and how we gonna get there. You want to intellectualize every damn thing. Well, Mr. White Man, you know, throughout the centuries of education, you know, come on. Cracker, give me what's mine. We will blow this bitch up. That ain't that much more simpler. Because now your enemy understands that kind of talk. See, now you got his attention. Oh, blow up, blow this shit up. Oh. We gave you Juneteenth. We gave you Obama. We're not gonna give you reparations, nigga, but Juneteenth is close enough. But when you talking about blowing up some shit, when you talking about ammunition and gunpowder, now your enemy listen. Why? Because you talking his kind of language now. A language that these motherfuckers clearly understand. See, all that other shit y'all talking about, he ain't with that. You ain't recognized that by now? You can talk, vote, or motherfucking die all you want. The white man don't respect it. He laughs at you. Because it's you that puts him in office. So he laughs at you. Yeah, keep voting, nigga. But when you're talking AR-15s and AK-47s and Molotov cocktails and guerrilla warfare, huh? When you're talking about countering his terrorism, when you're talking about countering the clandestine assault operations, now they're listening. Y'all just want to have a motherfucking vegan conference. Y'all just want to go to the next Locks conference. Look cute and shit. Get your hair all did up. Don't want to talk about no freedom. Don't want to talk about getting free. You just want to go show off your locks. Show everybody how much grass you eat. There ain't no diss to the vegans. There ain't no diss to those with the locks. But y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. Because it's fucking real. You niggas do the shit. You ain't saving up no money to go to the nearest gun show in your community that the crackers have every other month? In some places, they rocking out every weekend now. You ain't worried about that. Buy all the goddamn guns you want at the gun show. And if you got a clean record, I was suggesting you take your ass to the gun shows. You just want to show off your new dashiki dress, your new dashiki suit. Crackers don't give a fuck about that shit. They going to the gun shows to shoot and kill more Negroes. Man, we better stop playing. Anything less leads us down the self-defeating path of ever divisive and minimizing discussions, debates, and agendas about who may owe us and what they may owe. A divided people are easily conquered by their dividers, especially in their demands to become whole. And demand is the most precise word for warriors to use when thinking and speaking about repairing the damage or reparations. We are not asking for a goddamn thing. To ask is to request permission, usually from a superior. Mr. Slave Master, sir, will you give us freedom? Will you give us the right to vote? Will you give us, will you give us, will you give us, will you give us, sir? Warriors, we ain't asking a goddamn thing. Because if our demands are not met, warriors come out and you take that for how the fuck you want it. But when the demands are not met by warriors, the warriors come out and play. Take it for how you want. To ask is to request permission, usually from a superior. Permission is not required when we are talking about sovereignty. What has been stolen in its myriad of forms must be returned. So, we are not asking. We are not negotiating. We are not compromising. And we are not entreating anyone to coddle, cuddle, pacify us through a show of goodwill. Don't give us no damn trinkets. Don't give us no damn stale molded government cheese. Don't give us no damn no frills, no thrills, no sugar damn dried up cereal. We don't want your motherfucking powdered milk. We don't want your goddamn fake ass Juneteenth. Cracker, we want nothing from you but your fucking demise. That's it. That's all that's left on the table. We don't want your growth and your development, and we don't want your fucking goddamn gentrification. We don't want none of that shit. We don't want no new Starbucks. We don't want no new fucking Walmart. We don't want no new fucking Home Depot. We don't want no new damn Chick-fil-A. We don't want no new damn McDevils and Burger Queen and all these damn death places. We don't want no new goddamn liquor store. We don't want no more fucking churches in our damn community. We want the entire white race completely annihilated. That is the only way, not just African people, but the planet Earth itself will have peace. The universe can't even have peace because the white man is still alive and doing very motherfucking well. But the universe is also against your pale ass. So you ain't got too much time left, buddy. Now you're trying to run your ass out in space, set up headquarters out in space, set up your fucking European utopia. All the celebrities taking space trips, trying to set up their headquarters, trying to get their spot out in space. Why? Why are you running from the planet Earth, white man, when it's you that have fucking destroyed it? You can't run. You can't hide, bastard. Nowhere the white man can go, and he will not receive destruction. Nowhere the white race can hide, and they will not receive destruction. Do you hear me? And I'm talking to you, white folks. Do you fucking hear me? Nowhere to run. Nowhere. You will face your demise. This is not a request. It is a demand, a command, an ultimatum. Y'all so used to that punk ass slogan, no justice, no peace. I said what? Listen, man. I said what I said. Punk ass slogan, no justice, no fucking peace. Because every time I turn around, white folks is screaming, no justice, no peace. Silly niggas is screaming, no justice, no peace. And it ain't no fucking justice ever for black folks. But yet, white folks still go home in peace. Instead of going home in pieces, the motherfuckers go home in peace. Am I lying? Am I lying? Name me a cracker that went home to his wife after killing a black man or a black woman or a black child that went home to his wife and family in pieces. In this day and time. I'll wait. Trust and believe me, I will fucking wait for this answer. Come on. We got all these badass black revolutionaries out here. Come on, talk to me. I am waiting. Still waiting. Let me see something. Yeah, still waiting. Because you can't. These crackers kill our children. They kill our people. And they go to fuck home. Eat some chitlins. Sit back. turn on ESPN, watch the game, drink a beer, or 12, beat their ugly ass wife up, go out, kill somebody else black, come back home in peace. This is an ultimatum. And I'm not talking about no justice, no motherfucking peace. We need no one's permission to reform ourselves into a power so threatening that the culprits will feel compelled to return what was taken, or if that is not sufficient, to make them do so, to forcefully take back what is ours. You don't need nobody's fucking permission. That's your problem. You still looking for permission from the white. You still want Whitey to say it's okay. Go fight me. Destroy everything of me. You want the white man to give you the go ahead. Now, how does that? Because the last I checked, a revolutionary is one for the complete constructive change of their people. A retributionary is one who will serve justice for that change for their people. Retribute. See, y'all happy, y'all comfortable with just pouring a little bit of libations out and you know, you think that's all, that's it. You ain't gotta fight because you poured some water out to the ancestors. Get the fuck out. Niggas in Cali pouring out Henny and fucking beer and all kinds of shit and then go bag. We need no one's permission to reform ourselves into something so goddamn great, so black, so beautiful, so warrioristic. You don't need your enemy's permission, and stop begging your enemy for permission. You don't get free by getting permission to get free. That ain't freedom. That's slavery, dummy. It's called no contract slavery. Damn fool. In addition, we have to assess the magnitude of what was stolen differently than most. Our position on what should be included in the equation of the amount due must incorporate both income earned and damages incurred. When most reparation advocates consider what is due, their view tends to be fairly narrow and politically correct. Even if only subconsciously they want to consider the degree to which their estimates may offend Europeans. Sympathetic consideration of Europeans' feelings and how this will affect what they may be willing to sacrifice, if anything at all, to appease those they have attempted to destroy is a very sensitive issue for this group of compromised intriguers. The impact of reparations on the pockets and psychological well-being of Europeans and its effect on their friendship regulates their thinking. However, for warriors, any question about Urugu's feelings, especially this one, is as irrelevant to us as our ancestors' feelings were to them. Fuck their feelings. And if you love these motherfuckers, fuck your feelings too. And y'all know I have no filter. Well, some. Unfortunately, sometimes I do. Most times I just won't say what needs to be said, not what you want to fucking hear, nor how you think you should hear it. Or how you think I should be saying it, or however you fuck you want to put it. Listen, I say what the hell needs to be said and how it needs to be said, so your stupid ass can have a clear understanding of what was said. You did? See, y'all playing too much. Y'all playing too much. See, we got to think about lives unborn. We got to think about the atrocities that happened on the slave ship. We got to think about the atrocities that happened when the cracker king brought his nasty, pale, stale, and frail ass into Africa. The diseases he brought. We got to take all that into consideration. All of that. The syphilis, the herpes. Huh? The lies and the deceit. Causing us, African people who were living in peace and harmony and love and balance and mayat, causing us now to fight and kill one another. He got to pay for that shit. See, we got a lot to talk about. The rapes. The sex trafficking then and the sex trafficking now, motherfucker. We got to talk about it. We got to put all this out on the table, Mr. White Man. All of your dirt. That you now, under race critical thinking, now sweep under the rug. Sweep under the motherfucker. Listen. These political intriguers are very limited in their approach to determining what is justly owed. For warriors not fully acquainted with the totality of what was done and continues to be done to us, they may sound reasonable for the new booties, in other words. But those familiar with the Ma'afa and in its entirety knows that these figures are mainly based upon labor market economics. For it is no secret that they have primarily looked at what Africans would have made if we had been hired as wage labor for these particular jobs during our enslavement. As such, we end up with calculations based on enslaved Africans having been on plantations for so many years doing this or that form of work for 5 to 7 day work weeks. Usually calculations are based on 5 and such a wage. Taxation of their wages is sometimes incorporated into the formulas, but more often or most often not. In the end, the product of this calculation is equally divided among those comprising the African population in the slave-holding states of this country over that 2.5 centuries time period. So what about those Africans who lived in the North? Those who were only quasi-free? Those who were also subjugated to the worst that Urugu's racism had to offer us? Whether they were compromised or free, they were not treated much better in terms of choice relative to those Europeans they had to live around, or the occupational options were far greater in the North than the South for whites, and physical and mental abuse. They too were significantly relegated to the lowest rungs on the occupational and labor market income and prestige ladders. They too suffered enormously and needlessly. The North was no fucking oasis for us, especially for those many in prison. The North and the South was simply a matter of greater or lesser overt evil. So We can stop that motherfucking debate right now. Okay? There was slavery in the North and slavery in the goddamn South. The Northern cracker wasn't nicer than the Southern cracker. The Southern cracker wasn't nicer than the Northern cracker. Because a cracker is a motherfucking cracker. Do you understand this? If I threw you in a pit of snakes, would you try to sit around and worry about which one is venomous and which one ain't? Which one got the most venom and which one got the less damn venom? No, you in a pit of goddamn snakes. So your first instinct is going to kick in. Get the hell out of the pit. But no. Most black people have set up headquarters in the snake pit. You got your tent or your hammock. You got your cooking gear. You got everything you need. Instead of getting the fuck out the snake pit, you want to get comfortable in the snake pit, praying that you don't get bit by a snake. It's our logic. Vote for Biden. He's the lesser venomous snake. And now look at you. Full of venom. Venom is venom, dummy. Whether it's less or more, venom is venom. Man, we're sick people. Ain't you tired of being sick? Ain't you tired of being diseased? Ain't you tired of being tired, walking around just sleepy and tired all day? Ain't you tired of that shit? Black man and black woman, get up off your ass and start repairing the damage in self. Now, they definitely do not want us scrutinizing the records, or in other words, using common sense for evidence of what fines or fees would have to be imposed on them for the murder, rape, torture, mutilation, dismemberment, starvation, confinement, kata wakata, of our ancestors on the slavers, on the coffle lines, in the dungeons, and even at the point of capture. The coffle line is where they would be marching us, yoked from the neck up, marching us by the hundreds of thousands or groups of hundreds. Those were called coffle lines. And there were plenty of them. See, we got a lot to talk about. Y'all didn't know this? You know why you didn't know this? Because you still waiting on the white man to teach you this. You still waiting on your Rugu to teach you about you. You're still waiting on your enemy to teach you what he has done to you in depth and detail, not just surface shit that they give you in the damn rec books that you may formerly have known as textbooks. They're called rec books. See, they don't want us to confine our demands to an aspect of the Ma'afa that they can apologize for and that have that apology accepted by the majority of Africans who are a victim of their damn menticide. In their psychopathically selfish, apathetic minds, if monetary compensation must be made, they only want to look at that part of our destruction which would cost them the least. They have no interest in full, honest recompense. They are not concerned about justice or what is the right thing to do. Their attention is focused on what they can get away with. So negotiation is out, Peckerwood. Doubt. We're not falling for none of your tricks. And boy, you got some goods. We're not falling for none of it. Because there is no negotiation about anything. We're not going to negotiate your life, your soul, and your motherfucking spirit. We want to send that to the essence right along with yours. No negotiating about nothing. So you got to figure this out. What is the cost of an African life? What is the price on an African's life? So, Mr. White Man, whatever you come up with, you times that. I'll say by 800 million. Time, you multiply your number, Peckerwood, whatever number you come up with, because I know it's going to be some bullshit. Because I'm going to give you my price on the African life. But whatever price you come up with for an African life, you fucking multiply that by 800 million. Huh? In our day, we say 800 million backup. Right? So you multiply that by 800 million, motherfucker. And it still ain't gonna be enough. But that's just a starting point for calculation. You want to know the price of an African life, motherfucker? There is no price. The price for an African life is your motherfucking life times 12. That means you and your whole motherfucking family. The first 12 disciples of your cracker ass family. For every African life. $12 of you motherfuckers. Still want to talk reparations? With that being said, Black family, thank you for listening. I love you more than you hate your black self. Trust me, man, y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand my love for you. And sometimes it make me seem like I'm just so fucking naive. Sometimes it makes me feel like I'm just somebody got to be strong to hold us together. Man. And I'm not talking about hold us together under no rainbow fucking coalition. Somebody got to be strong to hold and keep us together. And I'm talking about the warriors. My love for black people could never be questioned. Never. And if you question me, you should shoot yourself in the face. Empty the whole clip in your face. If you question me, you question what I do or have done for Black people, wow. Wow. But still love you, regardless to whom it was. Somebody got to. Somebody has to. So thank you for tuning in, giving us just a few moments of your time. Tune in Saturday, 2 p.m. Supposed to be thunderstorming out real heavy. I think we're going to be out there. And yeah, we haven't done one of those in a minute. Good thunderstorm class. What to do when you're caught out. So it's going to be scenario-based class. So you definitely want to tune in Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Do the Knowledge Radio for the Rebel Village Survivor. Scenario-based class. What to do when you're stuck or caught out in a thunderstorm. This is going to be fun. Wet, but fun. All right? So tune in, y'all. Please tune in Saturday, 2 p.m. And every Wednesday, right here, 7 p.m., the Warriors class. Right here, Do the Knowledge Radio. We could definitely use some donations towards the class and some other things we're trying to bring to you. These things take money. You know what I'm saying? So Cash App us at $ Black Survival. Cash App. And we greatly appreciate it. Whatever you can donate, quarter, 50 cent, $1. Listen, man, whatever you could donate is greatly appreciated. You dig? So continue to support us and continue to knowledge self. Wartime, Black Power.